It's an honor for me to introduce our student speaker for today because he's such an exceptional student and represents the real achievers at Monash, South Africa. Richard Carl Mason originates from Johannesburg, South Africa. He completed his Bachelor's of Business Science cum laude and is graduating today summa cum laude in the Bachelor of Business Science honors, majoring in management. He is currently pursuing his Master of Business Administration and intends on doing a PhD in Business Model Integration. In 2017, Richard represented MSA and won the National CAPSIM Challenge, where the participants had to compete against each other in a biannual competition to be the world's best at running a multi-million-dollar simulated company. Richard was actively involved in charitable activities such as the faith food distribution, offering food at discounted prices, volunteering in charity days for children at schools and churches, and raising funds for various organizations to aid and uplift the community. He hopes to one day build a business that can offer something unique, sustainable, and environmentally friendly to the South African people. And looking at his profile, I believe it will be for the world as well. It is an honor to invite him to the podium.
Thank you for that kind introduction. I've always struggled with formal introductions at ceremonies like this, because we all start by listing the titles of incredible individuals sitting on this stage. And these people are so much more than their titles. And I think we can all agree that without these people and our friends and family, we wouldn't be here today. So today I want to introduce a little bit more of a personal touch to my introduction. Mom and Dad, brothers, Karina, Mishka, family and friends, faculty, mentors, leaders, future colleagues, welcome. And thank you so much. I'm humbled by this opportunity. And most importantly, the 2018 graduating class. I would like to take this opportunity to, on behalf of this graduating class, thank our professors, our lecturers, our tutors, our admin, IT, and HR support teams, our groundskeepers, and every outstanding individual who keeps Monash running so smoothly. We thank you. I would like to thank the family and friends who came to celebrate us on this momentous occasion, but most importantly, I would like to thank our parents. To be a parent is a responsibility that only a parent can understand. But I want you to know that as we sit here today looking up at you, we see you. We see the sacrifices you made. We see the time you spent. We see the love and support you shared. And because thank you just isn't good enough, I want to let you all know, we see you and we love you. And we promise to find you really cozy retirement homes and visit at least once a week. When I found out I was going to deliver the graduation commencement speech, I freaked out. I mean, I wrote a speech and attended the interviews, but honestly, I didn't think that actually delivering the speech would be a possibility or even something I was capable of. Once I started accepting the reality that I was actually going to do this, I began this introspective journey to try and search for pieces of wisdom to pass on to this graduating class. I came up totally empty. Why would I, a student sitting amongst peers, a novice standing in front of leaders and educators, and a son staring out onto the type of parents, family, and friends that I could only dream of becoming? Why would I be standing here addressing you? So again, I freaked out. And while freaking out, I figured the safe bet would be to start watching dozens and dozens of graduation videos, thinking that I need to deliver something like that. and thought, what if I take this concept from that speech and that quote from this one and that joke and that opening line, then mine would be perfect. And I found myself so consumed with what I thought everybody wanted to hear, I was tempted to go as far as replicating something that someone else has done just to ensure a satisfactory outcome. However, the one thing I was able to take away from all the commencement speeches I watched was that most of these incredible people are hardworking, motivated, unique individuals who dreamt big, worked hard, and achieved their goals. The comparison to myself was laughable. In my matric year, I was extremely focused and dedicated. I was taught that when you go down a path, you give it your all, you do your best, and you will succeed. And I did. I achieved my goal, bearing in mind that my goal was to work as little as possible and create a perfect balance between the work week and weekend, which I achieved by not attending school on Mondays and Fridays. This pretty much summarizes my entire high school career. I had no passion, no drive, and certainly no interest in attending an institution that was going to teach me a bunch of nonsense just to give me a grade that may or may not enable me to get into the next institution that would do the same thing. I was, however, aware that the world works in a certain way, and that getting an education is an important part of getting a job and starting a career. So I adopted a new philosophy, which is that I will do exactly what it takes to get into university and no more. As it so happens, I fell short of that mark and wasn't accepted into my degree. Without a backup plan, I scrambled desperately for a plan B. I remember sitting in the admissions office with my mom, filling out my application for the Monash Foundation program. On completion, my forms were taken to what seemed like Mordor. When I saw the staff member walking back, I looked over at my mom, who seemed like she was going to vomit, pass out, or both. The lady entered the room, sat down, shuffled some papers. My mom and I are ready to start groveling and begging my way into an acceptance letter. I got into Monash Foundation program and remember feeling blessed, lucky, and relieved to have been given this opportunity. We didn't get maybe 10 feet from the door before my mom grabbed my hand and began praying to glorify God for this miracle. How foolish I felt that my life had come to a point where a Plan B acceptance letter was considered a miracle. However, I still didn't understand why I was feeling blessed, lucky, and relieved to be doing something that I didn't think I cared about. This led me to question what life is about, the big question. What is my life going to be about? Well, the marketing management majors would say that life is a set of decisions made in bounded rationality that leads to a predetermined set of outcomes. The economists among us would say it's an asymmetric game where the payoffs for playing a particular strategy depend only on the other strategies employed and not who's playing them. The accounting and finance majors would say that life is an equation that needs to balance and preferably amortize. The IT majors would say that life is 011011000. And the psychology majors would ask one of the other disciplines what they think life is and how they feel about it. I'm not even going to touch on the philosophy majors. It's been a long enough ceremony already. My answer for what life was seemingly more simple. Life is about today. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not the promise of success, not the new car or the big house, but simply today. And today boils down to time. The collection of seconds, minutes, and hours, and how you choose to spend them. So I adopted another new philosophy, which was that today I am going to win, and I am going to win for myself. But this entailed using my time differently. I won't stand up here and pretend that I dedicated every waking moment to my studies, because I didn't. But I did, however, find a balance that allowed me to achieve my goals. And I am so honored and blessed to be able to say that I stand on this stage for the second time, while working towards my master's degree. It is said that a skill needs to be practiced for 10,000 hours in order to master it. That means if you practice your skill every day for 8 hours, it'll take you 1,250 days to master. That's just shy of 3.5 years. For our undergrads, I would estimate you've completed at least 5,000 hours over your 3 years. For our honors graduates, I would say at least 6,500 to 7,000. And yes, the difference comes in with the thesis. It will never leave my memory. For our master's graduates, I would say you are either there or maybe a couple hundred hours shy. All this means is that each and every graduate in this room today has almost mastered a skill. So today, graduates, I encourage you to not give up until you have. In life, there are so few things that can never be taken away from you, and an education is one of them. While today you will receive a piece of paper that says you have a shiny new degree, what it really represents is your first, second, or third step to the mastery of a skill in academics, a skill that will open the door to any other skill you may want to conquer. And from there, graduates, it's just about how you spend your time. Because time is one of the few things you can never ask for more of. You can invest your money, you cannot invest your time. You can bank your money, you cannot bank your time. You only have a certain amount of time and it is shrinking. Even for all you hardcore environmentalists out there, not even you can recycle your time. We all aim to succeed and prosper, to become a diamond amongst rocks. The problem is we all think we have enough time, so there's no pressure. And this is where we need to change our mindset. We need to create a pressure. We need to create a drive. We need to create a passion. We need to find our why. We need to find our what that is going to get us out of bed in the morning so we can stop wasting time, because it is time and pressure that creates diamonds. Money, cars, and houses are just nice things to collect along the way, but it is our momentum that shows us if we are successful. It's like a snowball being pushed up a hill. It might be a struggle, but it will still get bigger. And for the lucky few who reach the summit in their lifetime, they can stand back, watch the ball roll down the hill, and know that they have won. Your life will come down to your decisions, and if you change your decisions, you can change anything. You are always only one decision away from changing your life. So move fast. Don't give yourself the time to give up. Don't give yourself the time to even think about hitting the snooze button. If it takes an average of 3.5 years to master a skill, move faster, work harder, and do what you need to do to win. And do it for yourselves. Not because it makes you better than the person next to you, but because it makes you happier, more fulfilled, and more successful than you were yesterday. Everybody doing something that they are passionate about, each and every person moving fast enough to not hit snooze is winning. You may not come first all the time, you may sometimes even come dead last, but you will win, because nobody can take your effort away from you. Nobody can say you didn't give yourself to achieving what you set out to achieve, and today, graduates, you won. You won the right. You won the privilege of being able to call yourself winners, of being able to call yourself degreed. And nobody can ever take that away from you. Nobody can ever minimize your effort. So my advice to you today, graduates, is ride this momentum. Keep moving fast and never, never stop winning. Thank you.